computer. Yep, that's what I want to do. Welcome to the Cavalry. Look at this. Another guest, another all-star guest. Well, first, hello, Johnny. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited for our guest.
I know. I almost forgot to introduce you because she's hilarious. Johnny, when did you, fellow comedian, lives in Los Angeles. Too many credits to mention here. Kira Soltanovich. Give it up for Kira Soltanovich.
So many credits. Come on, give it up for my
so many credits.
IMDb me, LinkedIn. Come on, figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out.
Figure it out. You know where you saw me.
I always tell everyone, you do the work. We're trying.
Yeah, me and Andrew
we're trying so hard.
Under the bus.
Yeah, they're the ones not promoting us constantly. So
it's so nice to see your hairy faces. I haven't seen you guys in so long.
In a while.
Yeah.
We abandoned you.
Yeah, where you left. You both left, right? You both moved?
Yeah, we got out.
Why?
Yeah, we had a feeling. We had a feeling.
Oh, you guys are like those animals before a tsunami, huh? You saw the water receding and you just head for the hills. Oh,
I'm like one of those cats at the nursing home who can tell when the old people are gonna die.
Oh.
But then it's reversed. Instead of going close to them, I run away.
Oh, I see. Because usually those cats eat those people.
Yeah, no.
Right?
No, I'm just a coward. We just fled to Portland, Oregon.
You're in Oregon. And what about you,
Yes.
Johnny?
I'm in Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh my gosh, they don't even allow Jews there. This is exciting.
We moved.
Wow. Wow. Okay, cool. Well, good.
All
good.
right.
Congrats.
Wait. I think we're 2 minutes in and it's racist.
Hey.
All right. Good work,
Sadly,
everybody.
that's not a record.
As an immigrant, I really feel like I can say many more things than you guys.
Yeah. Do you get cover with like being an immigrant? You can just uncancelable.
Yeah. Someone talks with a funny accent. I'm like, so do 80% of my family members. It's okay. We have a good time. Everybody's having a smile.
Well, that's great. How is
this is a sauna hat, by the way.
No, I know.
Oh. Madison, they're around every corner.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Is that for real? A sauna hat? I did not.
This is made in the Ukraine. It's 100% wool, made in the country that I was born in. Sauna hat. You wear it inside of a sauna.
Oh,
to protect your brains.
Well, it's a big wool hat with the Viking horns coming out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, I learned something though, because I went to Iceland and I took this free tour.
Yeah.
And they told me that the Vikings never had horns coming out of their helmets. That's an invention of artists, because the Vikings were so scary. They would come and they'd rape all the women and steal all the crops and kill all the men. That they were like depicted as devils in the pictures. And so that's why you see horns coming out of Viking helmets, because they were devilish.
Or maybe they were secretly Jews.
We're back to that.
I can say these things. Come on. I am for Jews. I can say such words.
No one's ever done anything evil in that accent. What could the problem? What could the problem be?
No problems.
Man.
This is I wear this in my sauna.
In your sauna? Do you have a home sauna?
I do.
Oh, my
real
God.
one with rocks.
Oh, you're doing good.
That I pour water on. Yeah, I'm doing, basic cable pays pretty terribly.
Nice. Well, it's hard for me and Andrew.
It's the consistency of the terrible pay that really is the key to success.
All right.
That's great advice, actually. Yeah. That's kind of inspiring.
I don't think I'm going to get a sauna off of my Zoom shows. But I'm going to keep trying.
Say it again?
Uh-oh, am I muted?
No, Johnny, I hear you. I don't know, maybe in your own brain.
Me and Johnny do a 2-person podcast, but sometimes I mute him. No, say that again, Johnny.
I don't know what I said. Oh, I said my Zoom shows. My Zoom shows are not bringing in enough for me to get a sauna. But
stick with it.
Yeah.
oh, consistency.
I actually do have a talk show in my sauna.
What is it called?
Let's Get Sweat.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys one of the episodes.
Are you like Ellen? Do you are you tyrannical with your staff?
Yes.
On the sauna
no one
show?
is allowed to look me in the eyes. I only speak to one person who then speaks to everybody else. I mean, I know you guys probably know several writers that worked on that show. I know several writers that worked on that show, and they all corroborate.
I know. It's weird when these, you know, when a story goes from comedy to the mainstream. Isn't that weird? Because you like the Ellen thing, like you've had 100 conversations, and only that she's mean. I never heard anything like illegal or anything, but just like she was mean or is a hard place to work. And then that just becomes so internalized that then one day you see it on like the New York Post or something. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe people are talking about this in like the mainstream news.
It's very inside baseball, right? Like we all know, I know several writers that worked on Letterman, and they all said you weren't allowed to talk to him and you weren't allowed to make eye contact. If you were in the elevator going up and, you know, the elevator stopped on his floor, you had to exit. Even if you had not reached your destination yet, because he had to go by himself in the elevators. He didn't want to talk to anybody.
Johnny, when you did Letterman, did you meet him? Like, I mean, other than on the show?
I didn't, but you know what's funny is my buddy was in the audience, so he was watching Letterman instead of me. And like the commercial break before me, the producer, whatever, comes out and gave him my album, my first album, which was called Tiny Wiener, because that was what I wanted them to plug. And he was telling me the story that David Letterman like took it and goes, Johnny Beaner, Tiny Wiener, Johnny Beaner, Tiny Wiener. And he threw it down on the desk. He goes, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Tiny Wiener. And so if you watch the show, he just says he has a new album available on iTunes, and then they show the image of the album, but he never says Tiny Wiener. Because David Letterman was above saying Tiny Wiener.
He was too big.
Right.
He was too big to say Tiny Wiener.
Wouldn't it be funny if he was not going to say Johnny Beaner? Like that was the thing that offended him.
Just your name.
I'm not saying
Johnny Beaner.
I'm not saying this made up name. It's obviously made up. No one's going to have the name Johnny Beaner. I'm not saying it's, I'll say Tiny Wiener. That makes sense. That's, you know, realistic.
But not Johnny.
No, I'm not saying Johnny Beaner.
Our mutual friend, I think everyone's mutual friend, Andy Hendrickson, has a good story about when he did Letterman and his friend forgot his jacket or something in the green room. So they went back up the elevator to get the jacket. And apparently Letterman's not used to obviously seeing anyone at that time after the show. And so he just saw them, just didn't say anything, but just one look and just goes, enjoying the tour, and just walks right by. And just like unnerved. So yeah, I mean, who knows the pressures of having a hit talk show, but well, you do with the sauna show.
It's a hit. Dozens of people have seen it. Many people watch in their places that they watch the shows. So it's basically my mom. I'm doing my mom as the character. That is true.
Right.
That is true. Yeah.
If you've seen Kira's stand-up, so hilarious. A lot of your mom and your stand-up, and it kills me every time. But
and people don't believe me that that's really how she is, and I've had to actually call during like a show or a podcast, or you know what I mean, and like have her on speaker, and so people will actually believe me.
How's your mom handling the pandemic?
Well, so she's an old timer, right? So she was living in a senior facility, and like in the middle of the pandemic, I moved her out because a lot of those seniors, you know, if you thought the herpes was bad in those places, so I just like was listening to the news. I got scared. So I moved her out into like a senior apartment building without 24-hour care. And that was a bigger mistake. It's really hard. Like you know, Johnny, you have kids, right? So it's like you're taking care of these children, right? And it's really scary because you're like, I'm going to mess this up terribly. But then you have to like take care of like a 78-year-old, and you're like, I think I might mess this up too. Like, I might actually.
Which one's a bigger worry, though?
Well, I can't yell at my mom the way I can yell at my kids. So she's more difficult.
But if you screw up your mom, less long-term consequences.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't think CPS is going to take away a grandmother. I don't think they come knocking on the door like, hey, you didn't change her diaper in time.
Right. There's not many adoptive parents out there for 78-year-olds.
Foster old care homes.
Foster an old person.
Oh my God. Imagine your mom has to like go and just put all her stuff in a garbage bag and find another daughter and son-in-law to live with. That would actually be hilarious. I think I've just pitched you guys a television show. What? Quibi.
We're writing all this.
Quibi, are you listening?
Quibi.
Right, Quibi.
So
networks are watching our podcast.
They all do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they steal stuff from us all the time.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So this is the Cavalry, Kira. I don't know how much Johnny told you. When
0.
he had you do this, he told you 0.
Absolutely
so wait,
0.
Basically, all the show is we're doing fine. We are doing fine without any sort of premise. No, we haven't begun yet. So please, no. We started.
This is what we call pre-show banter. It's a segment.
Yeah, that was pre-show banter. That went great. I felt. Pretty good. But basically,
get it? Okay, yeah. One of our producers made sure it's all on tape.
Oh.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Is your producer a sink?
Yes. he's off camera.
Yeah.
Actually, really quickly, let me just show Andrew what his future looks like.
Oh,
that's actually not that bad.
Okay.
That's actually like a B-.
Whose room is that?
This is after they cleaned this. After dinner, they cleaned it out.
That's the.
So you should have seen it beforehand.
Is that just a rec room kind of thing, or is that
a rec room? Yes, he lives in a YMCA. How'd you know, Andrew?
Well, I don't. What do we do? Well, is that anyone's bedroom, or that's the basement, or where is that, Johnny?
That's the basement.
That's the basement. Okay. I don't know why that was important to me, but I had to know.
Yes. Okay, so you were explaining the Cavalry to our guests.
Oh yeah. So we need back. So like, basically, we bring any issue up that we've been like shouted down before, like we had trouble with during the week. People don't agree with us, whatever, and we back each other up, or at least we try to as best as we can. So there might be something I can imagine with kids, with your mom, in a pandemic, comedy the way it's going right now. There's a lot that we need backup on. I actually have one to start. So maybe I'll start and then we can go around. But first, by the way, before I even say it, I want to say something that happened. So this is related, but me and my wife are having a baby. So I'll be there soon with you guys, with kids.
He announces that every single episode. Go on.
Yeah, I know. It comes up. But what's funny is Johnny was so sweet. Johnny sent me a baby present.
A lovey.
A lovey?
That's what they call it. Like the kid always has, like Linus, he always has to have his blanket.
Oh yeah, like a blanket. It was a blanket with the logo of our podcast on it. It was very sweet. And what is hilarious though is like 2 days before we received this present, I told Johnny like, "Hey, Heidi thinks our logo sucks and we need to change it."
I literally showed Aaron the email or the text when I got home from the post office from shipping it. And I wanted to tell you, but I was like, well, I'll wait till he gets it.
Oh my God.
So we did this big thing. We changed the logo. It looks way better, by the way. But then in the mail, I get this beautiful baby blanket with the original logo that my wife hated. But our daughter will love it, I'm sure. So
you're having a girl, and when are you due?
December 4th.
Ooh.
So,
yeah.
Hopefully things, I don't know, it probably won't be any better, but we'll be closer to it being better. I hope. But yeah, we're very excited.
Civil War, but sure.
Yeah, we'll probably be right. She'll be drafted, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But so that brings me to what I need backup on. So obviously, no baby shower. You know what I mean? We're not insane. We're not going to have a bunch of people over at the house, but we really want to get like stuff from people.
Of course.
Right? So this puts you in a predicament, because if the baby shower is just a thinly veiled attempt to get a bunch of gifts, I mean, you know, like you give them a couple cocktails, there's like a social contract there, and then you have a registry, and then people are expected to like buy something on the registry. So like what my wife and so basically we need I kind of need some like emotional support to carry out this plan. But basically what we've come up with is that we'll send like cards to people saying like, we're having a baby, we can't have a party, here's where we're registered. And just being 100%. Like, well, take a shot, you know? I mean, they don't have to send you anything, but so is that like kosher or no?
Absolutely. You know, you could do one of those drive-by baby showers.
Oh, no.
Where everyone honks?
Where everyone just honks and like throws a present like at your front door?
I hate the honking. We talked about this before. I can't stand the honking. So
I'm with you. I hate it too. So here's what you do. You make it sound like everyone has been bugging you. A lot of you guys just keep asking like, well, what do I do? Because I want to buy you stuff. What do I do? And my wife and I are like, all right.
That's so good.
I gotten so many texts, and you got to name all the ways of communication. I got so many texts and messages and DMs, and everyone's sending me like
Instagram comments.
Where do we get, how do we give you a gift? And it's like, you know what? We thought about it.
So we're embarrassed to say.
You show hesitancy, like, I don't want any gifts, really. Just we thought about it, and we were like, fine, here's where we're registered. But, you know, it's, you guys, I mean, honestly, very reluctant.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I'm going to actually steal all of that. That is great.
100%. Yeah.
You're so good at this.
I'm so good at making stuff better. I'm a parent.
You're so. Well, I didn't want to say that, but you are much better than Johnny at this.
But
what happens when his friends are like, wait a minute, who's been saying that? I want to see screenshots. Who's been saying that?
Right.
Then you don't want that douche buying you anything anyway. They're not going to buy you something from the registry. There's always that one dick friend that's like, yeah, whatever, I know better. And they get your kid like a transistor radio.
Or a blanket with an old logo on it.
Yeah. They get an old logo blanket.
Oh, also Johnny sent his CD, by the way. Not Johnny Bean or Tiny Wiener, but wait, I have it here. Pick your battles. This is he sent me that so that she can fall asleep to that.
Look at that commercial headshot.
Isn't that nice? Very zoomed in.
Did you notice that, Andrew, what I wrote on the front of it?
I didn't even notice that. I was so excited about it says don't tell dry bar on the So is this just the audio from your dry bar special?
We both sell unauthorized versions of our special.
Ooh, yeah, you guys are so like.
Well, the dry bar thing is great because it's like the Mormons have stolen all the content from like Hollywood. Yeah. And then we provide new content for the Mormons, but then they tell us we can't sell our own content. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're stealing the content back.
Yeah.
I don't know who's Robin Hood in this position, but.
No, but you guys are like the Tupac Shakur of comedy here.
Wow, that is going on a bubble graphic that's describing this show forever.
You are
Tupac Shakur of comedy.
Underground, yeah, like just bad boys, like underground. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna steal the Mormon audio. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Anyway, I feel that's.
You feel like I
feel totally backed up. Oh my God,
awesome.
That's so great! I'm gonna literally do what you're talking about. I'm gonna take that. That is fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah. So Kira's gonna get that email that's like, "Oh, Kira, I hate to send this, but
right. I'm gonna try it on you.
I will gladly send you baby gifts, but I'm going to send you like practical stuff, like nipple shields for your wife, like stuff like that. Johnny
Oh
knows what I'm
yeah.
talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like stuff that's like you're going to forget and you don't want to wait 2-3 days until Amazon Prime kicks in. Like you need that stuff now. I'll send it.
There's all sorts of things you wouldn't have, like baby, well, first of all, baby fingernail clippers I would have never
Yes.
thought to get, but that was like on the list of things we needed to get. Or like
You have those already. It's called your teeth.
Oh
my God.
Oh yeah, you're gonna.
Wait.
Yeah, you will.
Because it's a lot less scary using your teeth.
Yeah.
Than the clippers.
Have you cut your kids' nails ever with your teeth?
I have, yeah.
Of course. Not all the time. It's like just when you're in a bind and you're there and they're in the car and you don't have the clippers, you're like, just give me your finger.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
You're always scared with the first kid, you're always scared to clip their nails and you always, cut off a tip. Then by the third, like Phoebe, I was doing it. She started crying. I was just like, shut the fuck up,
I just started letting my 5-year-old do it herself. I'm like, you'll figure it out.
Trial and error.
Yep.
Sink or swim.
Exactly.
That's so interesting. I have no memory of when I started cutting my own fingernails. Do you remember the first time you cut your own fingernails? I can't.
Again,
I have no conscious memory.
Teeth. So.
Teeth. Yeah. Teeth.
I probably used my teeth. Yeah, I probably did. Like 8 years old.
All right. Well, I feel great. I feel very backed up, like the most backed up.
Do you have any, or do you want me to go so you can brainstorm, or do you have anything?
Me? I do. Hold on. One quick second. Okay, just 1 second.
Look at that.
Oh, she's turned
so
her.
It's a wardrobe. I have a wardrobe.
For those of you listening at home, she's changed her hat, ladies and gentlemen.
I had a wardrobe change. I felt I was inspired.
Yeah.
So back me up. Okay. Look, this is the truth. This is not me trying to have a bit or be a comic. This is all happening present day. Okay. I have always felt very strongly about talking to my kids with correct medical terms for their body parts. I'm sure you guys have even seen my set. I have a joke about it, right? Like I taught my son, the word penis, and I taught my daughter, actually the correct thing to teach daughters is vulva. I don't know which direction you went, Johnny. Did you teach her vagina? Is that what the direction you went?
No.
Okay, see, that's, I will murder you.
I'm kidding. We just say vagina.
Okay, well, vagina is like calling a face your throat. So it's
my wife just watched the Gwyneth Paltrow Goop episode where they explain the vulva is the outside and the tunnel is the vagina.
Yes. Anyways, my point is I'm very crunchy when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I've always told myself, like when my kids start asking about like the biology and the babies and all that I'm going to tell them the truth all the time. But I take it like, one step at a time. And here's a tip for you. You're far, far away from this, Andrew, but it's like when they ask you, like, for example, let's just say, where do babies come from? You always turn it around and you always say, well, where do you think babies come from? And sometimes they'll just say the mommy's belly, which is correct. And then you go, you're right. And then they're satisfied and they go off to their Legos and you're done, right? But then it'll get more and more difficult because the older they get, how old is your oldest, Johnny?
7.
Okay. So the older they get, I have a 9.5-year-old. Now they want technical details. And I don't mind telling them the truth. And today they cornered me, the 5-year-old and the 9-year-old.
Oh boy.
And they said, are you going to have another baby? And I said, no, you guys have ruined that possibility. Maybe if you guys weren't dicks to each other, I might consider it, but no. And all of a sudden I saw the 9-year-old. He's like, remind me again. Cause I've already talked to him. Right. Remind me again. So how does the baby get inside of you? And I go, oh, well, a dad, a man, has a seed, inside of his body. He's like, where? And I go, his scrotum. And he goes, okay, but how does it get into the woman? And this part has never come up before. He's always been kind of satisfied and walked away. And so I realized I have to tell him. I said, oh, make it very casual Friday, very casual Friday. Oh, the man's penis goes into the woman, all the way into the vagina. Like, make it cash, like you're just giving someone a recipe, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, stop it. And I go, no, that's truly that. Yes. He's like, come on, mommy, I'm asking you to tell me. And I go, I'm telling you, like, that's what happens. So back me up on this. Here's where I need my cavalry. Okay.
Yeah.
I then go to my husband. Hey, you have to start talking to him about the more dude stuff, because even though I feel comfortable doing it, I think you have to do it. And he's like, no, not going to do it.
Wow.
Wait, so this is a 5-year-old?
No, my son is 9.
Oh, okay.
But like, both my kids will rub their junk on stuff around the house, like all the time, like on the reg.
Seems like a new problem, but okay.
No, this has been going on for
Trying to
years.
keep it to one topic at a time. We have no backup for that. But no, so you're saying
I think
need
my
backup.
husband needs to talk about the actual, like, penis and the
Yes.
function.
Yeah.
Now, was he on board with you for this whole thing where it's like, I'm never going to tell a white lie about bodily functions or parts? Was he like partners with you on that from the beginning, or was that kind of like your thing?
Look,
And then
I don't know where your wives are. I'm basically in charge of everything.
okay.
Not because I want to be, not because I'm a control freak. No. It's because my husband would literally open up a can of cat food and put it out for them as a meal. Like, not because he doesn't care. He's like, that's how I was raised. What's the big deal? So I was raised by angry Soviets, as you can tell by the hat. And I made like a pledge, right? I was like, I'm going to end this cycle, like my parents didn't talk to me about anything, and neither did his, but he has a different outlook. Well, my parents never told me about anything, so why should I? But I think he should talk about the sperm, right?
It's only fair for him to talk to the boy and you explain to the girl, right?
I don't mind explaining to both, but I think when it comes to like for example, my 9-year-old over the last 9 years, a few times, a handful of times, he's been like, my penis hurts. And I always say, well, I can take a look at it, but let's have daddy look, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then my husband would be like, oh, you probably just need to go pee, or I don't know, whatever you dudes, you guys know, right? Like, I don't know what to, like, just sometimes I guess your junk hurts. I don't know. You tell me. But anyways, and then my husband will like look at it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, okay, it's fine, whatever. Like, he figures it out because he has one. I haven't had a penis in years.
I think that the penis hurting could somewhat be related to the rubbing it against the inanimate
You have
objects.
a corduroy couch.
Probably. Yes, a lot of our furniture has gone up in flames.
A lot of friction. A lot of literal friction in the house.
I don't know. Johnny, back me up on this.
Yes, I totally back you up. What jumps out of my mind is when he was, I know he was genuinely curious, but it sounded fishy how he was asking you how it works. He's like, remind me again? You said, well, he has a seed. And then he's like, yeah, but where's the seed? Like he know, oh, it's in the balls. Oh, okay, it's in the balls. So then how does it get? Like it sounds like he knows and he just wants you to have to say it.
Perhaps.
I thought it was going the other way where he didn't know and he was saying, remind me again, because he had never.
Wanted to see if
You.
Yeah. It's like a nerd on like prom night, you know, like, remind me again how this all works. I've definitely done it many times.
Yes.
But just remind me how this bra comes off, because
yes, you have a good point. It could be either one. But my point is, I would rather my husband talk about semen.
So you did tell him how it works, and he didn't believe you. So now you want your husband to just tell him again, but to say,
to verify.
No, I'm not bullshitting you. That's what happens.
Well, no, not like in that way. I'm not saying like you need to go sit him down right now. I'm just saying like, hey, I've taken him this far. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I've done all of this work. I just need you to take it home.
No, I'm backing you up. That's 100%. You've told them basically the whole thing. You
basically,
him to reinforce or be as like open, but you think that your husband has it in him, because it's like basically what we're talking about is it's just very awkward to talk about all this stuff regularly, much less with your own children, I imagine.
Yes.
So you don't think your husband even has it in him to be open about it?
Nope.
No. Okay, so we need to figure out how are we going to get him to open up to talk about sex with your 9-year-old.
He's not going to do it.
See, I'm open to doing it for my son when he gets to that point, but I am not at that point yet. But I'm willing to when it gets there. But I didn't have. You say you didn't have that talk with your parents. I didn't either. I actually found out the conversation you had. Like my older sister, just told me because she thought it'd be funny to tell me, and I reacted the exact same way as your son. Where I was like, "Oh, you're a pervert. That's disgusting," and I just didn't believe her. And then I, through time, found out, oh my gosh, that is how it works. So I didn't have that talk with my parents.
I think it's a reasonable expectation that your husband be able to at least like just like go over it again, because like you said, you already told him. So yeah, total back you up. Your husband needs to just get over the awkwardness. It's already been broached. You already did the hard part, talking about the vagina and the seed. Like you said, the seed. Well, he has a seed in him. Like there's one walnut in there or something.
Like a sunflower.
Yeah,
a sunflower seed.
It's a sunflower seed in there that he just drops in. But no, that's ridiculous. He should, get over it and just. I think that your way actually makes it a little less awkward, honestly. Like if you just super matter of fact, like you said, super casual Friday.
Super, yep.
Matter of fact, like that's the way it works. Kind of crazy, I know, but
And the thing is, when you don't say things like, well, that is private and that is some sort of like, you don't make it like sacred, right? You don't make it like, like when they hump the furniture, all I say is I don't go like, no, like I don't like, take a water bottle like a cat, right? I'm not doing that.
Right.
I just go, hey, that's a private thing that you can do in your room. And then I just walk into the kitchen, like I walk away. So I make everything super casual. Even like when they use, we can swear on this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple years ago, my son goes, "What's fuck?" And I go, "I don't know. It depends. Like, what's the context?" Like I didn't say like, "Don't you ever say that word."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I did not. You don't even blink. Don't even bat an eye. He asked me once, like he held up the middle finger. He goes, "What does this mean?" And I go, well, it's different in a lot of countries. And I gave him an example of like thumbs up means one in some countries. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so you just kind of, I go, it just depends like where I always say, like, in what context? Like, tell me. He's like,
But then he's going to go to school and be like, hey, we're number one.
and then hold up a middle
hold
finger.
up his middle finger. But the man, this is he sounds like he's been watching too much Quibi.
Yes, he has his Quibi subscription. Yep.
Yeah.
Not bad. It's like $30 a month. It's really reasonable.
Yeah, you gave me a bunch of advice, and you told me about a book, the audio book, right? When we were at Comedy and Magic, and I listened to it. At that, like, I had already made the mistake that you said as far as fuck, like my son, you know, I don't know where they heard it or whatever. I think they heard it from me. But then, but you know, so he said it, and I was like, whoa, you know, we jumped on it. So now he already knows, and we can't. It's too late to go casual. So now he loves not saying it, but he wants to. He wants to be able to say, like, he'll be like, he literally has been like, Dad, if I clean my room, can I say the F word? That's what he wants.
Oh my God. Yeah,
it's like a currency.
Yeah.
Andrew, listen, and take notes. Just the only time you get mad is if they hurt another kid. You got to, like, jump on that. Like, that's not okay, right? Like, no, thank you, right? Like,
right.
Gentle hands, right? Whatever. Which is just a hilarious thing to yell at somebody. Be gentle.
Gentle hands.
Gentle touch. But like all the other stuff, like my son was like, do you know what the B word is? And I go, which one? You know, Beaner? I don't know. Which one are you talking about?
I know.
You know, you just make everything so casual. So casual.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that your way is probably better for like raising good kids, but I do like Johnny's technique of saying fuck like a currency, because it's like, I've saved up 35 fucks, 40 shits, and one C word. It's like,
That's
I can't
hilarious.
wait for my birthday. I'm going to spend it all.
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
Yeah, I like that. You're like
just
a little
make
piggy
it
bank.
rain with swear words.
It's like a swear jar, but like you're just keeping swears in there.
Yeah, I love that. You go clean your room if you want to say motherfucker this week.
Right. You got to earn it.
So you have 7 and then 5?
Just turned 6.
6?
And then 1.
And then 1.
You know,
you dummy.
I know. Jeez. Yeah,
wait, Kira, do you have a third or no?
No.
You just have 2. Yeah,
You're just 2.
right.
No way. No.
She's no dummy.
I'm not. It's honestly, it's those first 2 years. You're halfway there.
Yeah.
You're halfway there.
That feeling of, oh my God, we hit reset.
Yeah.
We could actually do something during the day, because the other 2 can, you know, come down here and play this horse shit on their own. But we can't, because we got that new one that needs 24 hours.
Learning how to walk. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. That's bananas.
But it's the miracle of life, Andrew.
It is. They are miracles. They're God's little seeds.
Right.
God's little sunflowers.
God's little sunflower seeds.
No, it is funny, because my wife and I put it off having kids for, you know, quite a while, and then but we always hear like horrible things. I feel like, I don't know if it's our generation, if this is unique to our generation, how honest, you know, parents are about how hard it is, where maybe like 40, 50 years ago, they just didn't talk about it. And it's just
because they weren't involved.
Oh yeah. Maybe that's it. Yeah.
They were involved. We're so involved in our kids' lives. I was reading so many books, and my mom was like, why are you reading these books? I would not even read newspaper article about you.
Oh, I've never read so much in my life. Like, I'm not a huge reader, and yeah, we're reading books and ordering books, and she's not even here yet. So we're trying to prepare with definitely a lot of books. Did you sleep train? Now this has been completely derailed, but did you guys sleep train, either of you?
Well, I can tell you my technique, but Johnny, you want to go first?
Yeah, we sleep trained, and it worked, and it's fine unless you're with your your parents or her parents, because we were sleep training, and then we went to Omaha to visit my mom when Edie and Duncan were little, and they're just screaming, and both of our moms are like, because her mom's in Omaha too, and they're like, "No, you gotta go." And we're like, "No, we're sleep training." So our moms are both like, "You are terrible parents. This is ridiculous." What they are screaming. They have been screaming for 45 minutes.
So you did cry it out?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I know that you guys might not know this about me, because when you see me in public, I kind of look like a soccer mom from Dubuque, Iowa, but I'm super, super crunchy granola, like tree huggery, like dirty. Like if I could grow dreads, I would. Hippie, like Woodstock, Birkenstock, all the stocks. I know it doesn't come out like externally in me. Like I don't wear like flowy scarves. I just kind of, I dress in like jeans and blazers, but inside I am very holistic and crunchy. So we did not do cry it out, but I did something, my own technique. I should probably patent it. Don't steal this, guys. I know you like to sell underground merchandise that's illegal.
Well, just don't
stealing it
on public forum, but go ahead.
So I didn't want to do cry it out. So I would put my, so this is when my son was like, whatever. We didn't start until he was almost 6 months too, because I was scared to start before that. Put him in the crib. Again, my husband would leave the house. Maybe he's not a good father. This is all just kind of coming to light now. I just realized, oh my God, I'm going to file after this podcast.
You haven't said the positives yet. I'm sure they're there, but
he can grill chicken. Anyways, so my son would, I'd put him down. The minute you put him down, they're just like, I'm on fire. I'm sleeping on a bed of nails, right? They just scream like, ah, right? And I would ohm that kid to sleep. I ohmed the hell out of that baby. Because I couldn't stand the sound of him crying. Like it was too much for me to handle as the mom. It like tore my insides out. And so I just sat there and I just like,
in the room with them so they
can hear room with them.
In the room so that you can't hear them scream.
I drowned out his tears and his crying and screaming with my ohms. And I just sat like in a yoga position and I just ohmed him until he went to sleep.
Then how did you move off the ohms? Because then he's used to this ohm to get him to sleep. But then how
so then it's more pauses between the ohms. But it was like twofold. Like it calmed me down because I was taking these deep breaths and the lights are all out. And I had like a couple of the night lights on. It was like a little, yoga studio. And I just ohmed him to sleep. Like I just ohmed the hell out of him. Wow. That was my technique. I never left the room. So technically he was crying, right? But cry it out is when you leave the room and then you come back and you check on them and then you leave again and then you come back and you check on them. So I never left the room. I would still kind of be like, I'm right here, buddy. I'm right here. But I never like picked him up, but I never left, but I let him cry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, it was my own. Sense. I'm going to patent it and sell some courses online.
Ohm it out.
Free version on the Cavalry.
Oh no. What have I done? My whole business plan.
Ohm it. I'm trying to come up with like a clever, because I think we need
ohm,
like a
sweet
way.
ohm, right? I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah. Ohm is where the heart is. What? Who's doing this? Who's writing these?
Sauna and we don't.
Sauna does clear your brain. It really does.
That's really good. Yeah. We might steal that. Because we're thinking like both of us do horrible, we're already like this first few months where like everyone's like talks about the lack of sleep and we're not great with no sleep. So like we got to try and maximize sleep any way we can just to survive this. And so the sleep training sounded very attractive, but like we're also both very sensitive people. And so I don't know if we're going to have the fortitude to not, to just shut the door like Johnny said and ignore the
I feel like I need to make
screams.
some amendments to our.
You
But you know how
monster.
Johnny said, Johnny was like, let them scream, shut the
Yeah.
door,
We left
leave
the house.
house.
We went to Chipotle.
Right.
Yeah, get a hotel for the night. They'll be fine.
Ugh.
Kids are resilient.
Check on them. Otherwise, because sometimes their ankle is caught between the bars. And you gotta kind of get it out. So
Yeah.
you
Oh my God.
once in a while.
No, you guys are good parents because I've been reading these books. There's so many ways kids can die. With those
you know
like,
what?
There are a lot of ways that you can die.
well,
There's
that's true too.
There's a Fisher Price, I don't know what it's called, a rock and sleep or something where you put them in, and they had a recall because, you know, a super small percentage of people were dying. And we had that. And we were
Oh
like,
my God.
"Oh, we're not buying another. She's almost, you know, we just kind of played the numbers game.
Yes. I mean, it's
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There was a recall. You could have gotten another one for free,
I
certainly.
don't know how recall. I'm not a lawyer, okay? I don't know how those things work. I'm not driving to Toys R Us because they messed up.
it's not. It was not a recall because the item was broken. It was a recall because, you know, people are idiots.
Right.
The item was fine.
Enough kids probably they didn't strap them in or whatever. However, you.
Yes, or they left them for
Right.
days. I mean, you realize that there are idiots who have children. Like, I love when people are like, "Don't sleep with your child. You're going to smother them in your sleep." Who the hell sleeps like this? You know what I mean? Like, nobody.
Huh?
Like, my husband's
Yeah.
toe touches me and I'm like, what? Earthquake, fire, cut 911. Like, I'm up. Like, there's absolutely no way in the world I would ever smother my baby, ever. It's like they've done studies that moms just, it's impossible. You know, these kids that get smothered, their parents go to sleep drunk.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said what you said. The moms are drunk or on drugs.
Drunk, they're high, they're smoking in bed and the kid gets set on fire. Yes, absolutely. That is dangerous co-sleeping. But if you're putting the baby to sleep and then you're going to sleep, guess what? Everyone's sleeping. These aren't fucking crocodiles that were wrestling in the middle of the night. Like, what the hell are people thinking?
I tend to agree with you because like we have this tiny dog that sleeps in our bed, and I move her, I toss and turn, you know, but then she has no spatial awareness and she has no like life-saving instincts, the dog, because you could like be sitting on, like sometimes like she'll be sitting in the car on my seat, on the driver's seat. I go, Trudy, you got to move. And I'll start sitting down and she would just go. She would just let me sit and destroy. It never kicks in for her to like, oh shit, there's this ass coming at me, you know, and she does and jump. So like, I've never smothered my dog, and she absolutely, if I rolled over the wrong way, and I would smother her, and she would.
Well, don't put your dog in a rock and play. That's
no. That's like, I also like, yeah, like what was it about the rock and play that was killing? It was just poorly designed, or
I didn't do enough research.
A kid would be like slumped over and like they can't breathe, like they're not getting air. Johnny,
no, they spontaneously combusted, and
Yes.
Johnny's like, well, you know.
Yeah, we just didn't have an extra space heater.
Right.
There are tons of items that potentially can kill a kid, and they're supposed to be life-saving items. You know, it's like, God forbid you get in a car accident, but the kids, you know, 12-point straps are cutting them across their stomach. Like, that could actually rupture their internal organs. You know what I mean? Like, the thing that's supposed to save them could also harm them. It's just, it's just do your best, dude. Just show up, do your best, talk about sperm.
I'm with Johnny. No seatbelts.
We didn't have them, right?
Yeah, right. Everybody's fine. Okay, well, Johnny, do you have? Because we're having so much fun. We're burning through.
Mine is not going to take long. You guys are
okay.
on, and we'll sign off. So, I am primarily Aaron. It makes dinner just because I'm, you know, I always just put out cat food or whatever. And so I decide. So so last night I was like, all right, I'm gonna make dinner, and we had these meatless plant-based burgers. The thing, they're really good, whatever. And I am not vegetarian, whatever. But anyway, so we had them, and it was a hit. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. And then she was like, hey, I have a bunch of work to do. Can you make dinner tonight? I said, yeah, sure. Well, they were such a hit last night. I made them again, and that was not as big of a hit. You can't do the same. Like, what is this rule? You can't make, and I'm not talking about leftovers. I'm talking, all right, here we go. I'm gonna make them again because they were such a hit. And no,
That is so funny. So you were like, it's like in basketball, but you're like, hey, this play, they can't stop it. Throw it into the post. It worked the last 3 times. Why wouldn't I just throw it into the post again?
But there's no defense when it comes to dinner, right?
I guess the defense in this analogy would be like getting sick. People get sick of something over and over and over again. But like
second night. People.
But kids rarely do. Kids, I mean, kids.
It was more the wife that was like,
oh yeah.
Are you kidding me? You made the same meal.
That doesn't bother me. No, I'm gonna back you up, Johnny, because that doesn't bother me. Like when people are like, oh, I was thinking about Mexican tonight, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds great. But then someone else in the group like saw me have a burrito for lunch. Like, didn't you have a burrito for lunch? And it's like, yeah, but I don't care, But then I feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because burritos are delicious. Why wouldn't I want it twice in one day?
Right.
Look, I'm gonna back you up, but I feel like I feel like I can't back you up during this lockdown. I feel like every day is the same day. So
what if each day's a great day? Wouldn't you want this day?
They're not. Come on, you're on Twitter. So, like that's the only thing that's saving me is like, ooh, it's kind of like every day is the same Groundhog Day, like with kids fighting, and it's just like all the same nonsense. You can't go anywhere. So like for me, dinner is like the only escape. Like dinner is the only thing that kind of like differentiates last night from the night before. So I will back you up, but there's a caveat. Am I using that word correctly?
Neither
is okay.
Paula, no? Can we get a ruling?
Can we get your producer, the toilet plunger? What does your producer, the toilet plunger, say? I don't know. My only caveat is maybe not during COVID, not during the pandemic. Like,
Well, let me ask you this then. Let's say we order out, and we go, a certain restaurant, and she says, "Oh, what do you want to get?" And I say, "Well, I want to get what I got last time because it was delicious."
Yeah.
There are a number of restaurants where I've literally only had one thing because I got it right on my first try. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Same. No, that I agree with.
Okay, good.
But then by that logic, when would you stop having the Impossible burgers?
Well, she's probably gonna cook tomorrow, so.
But okay. I'm backing you up. I think it's okay. I think it's a tremendous commitment to a lack of imagination to just literally make what was made the night before. But I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine. And if it was really good, I think it should become the culturally acceptable to do that. I think part of what's stopping people now from being like, oh, I had Italian last night, I don't want Italian, is just because it's not like accepted in polite society. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? When you live in like Belgrade, right? Let's just pick a random place. They're having their salted fish and their yak butter or whatever, right? Like every night they're having the same food. It's because we have so many options where we live, right? We have like, what do you want? Do you want sushi? What do you want? You want Mexican tonight? What do you want? Pizza, right? So we have so many options that it feels almost like oh my gosh, let's take advantage. It's like your
not
wife
Yeah.
letting you
supporting me
sleep with
at
anybody. Why would you?
This is
Wait, what'd you say,
such a
Johnny?
stunning lack of support for
It
Johnny.
sounded like you were supporting me at first, like, hey, they do it over there. And then
Right.
it turned into, and they're fools because they have to.
And
No, what I'm
you
saying-
are wasting your privilege.
You
Johnny.
are the European, you're like Eastern Europe right now, which is fine.
Thank you. Oh my God.
This
Well,
is
I
Johnny's
do
character
see-
where he takes things as compliments that aren't really meant as compliments.
I do see your ponytail, so I'm assuming you're in a German ska band.
I am. Thank you.
No, Johnny looks like you do have like kind of like a bad guy from Die Hard look, like a
Yeah.
henchman.
Yeah.
Some days I look like the bad guy in Kindergarten Cop, and that's when I have to.
Oh, you got to shave the beard for that though. Yeah, then you would kind of look. That guy was mean, man.
So I'm backing you up, but I'm only like halvesies. Backing
We'll
you up.
take it. That's all he deserves.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Did you? Can I ask you one more clarifying question for this? Did you have like leftover vegetarian hamburgers, or did you buy
Yesterday,
more?
It was like a pack of ground, plant-based meat, which we never had. And then today, I thawed the frozen patties that we got from Costco that are made from plant-based meat.
So it was a separate.
It's the same meal, just different, suppliers.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's a strong move. I mean, it's definitely like bold.
Yes.
It's a bold choice.
Also, you know what? Also, probably in the back of my head is I didn't want the buns to go bad.
Hello.
Oh, now see there.
Hello.
But there, I was gonna say if you had like leftover meat or something, but it wasn't leftovers. But their buns were in jeopardy.
Right.
Yeah.
I spent $2 on 30 buns from Costco. I didn't want.
Oh my gosh.
That.
Wow. Well, I'm backing you up. I think it's okay. Especially if everyone liked it.
I'll take 1.5.
1.5.
I'll take 2 with the caveats. Did I say that right?
Yeah, there's a caveat. Look, after the vaccine, let's talk again, okay? Once the world opens up, all right? We'll chat.
All right. Sounds good.
And I bet you I'll back you up.
Can't wait. That's how it's
Okay.
done. The cavalry. We all got supported to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Kira, yeah. Did you get enough? I feel like Kira got the least practical advice anyway. I don't know how to fix your husband's shyness talking about sex to your kids, but I think he should. So you have my support there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So thank you for coming on to the
Yes.
Cavalry. Our second guest. You're only our second guest ever.
What?
So
Do you guys just do this usually, just the two of you?
We do.
Yeah, try not to say it with such skepticism that we could carry the show. So
Well,
you just the two of you, huh?
Good for you guys for
Every week?
just,
It's not
Yeah.
a monthly.
huh. Okay.
Huh.
That's
All
interesting.
right.
Well,
I guess I
we have a lot
can.
We have a lot of battles that we lose, so we have a lot to
Oh.
bring to the table.
Well, I am
Yeah.
honored. I'm honored then that you would have me on.
Of course.
Oh, we were honored to have you. Thank you for doing it, and keep those hats.
Oh, yeah.
Those hats coming.
Hats, and also don't forget, this is for Veniki. This is a wool mitten.
Oh,
Oh,
You hold the very hot birch branches and you beat yourself like this.
wow! You have like a whole like QVC line of
Yeah, that's right.
Ukrainian.
Oh my God, that's
cotton
genius.
products. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start selling these.
Anyway, so thank you for coming on. Thank you everybody for listening to the Cavalry. This is new episodes every Monday. You can watch them on YouTube. Leave a review with what you need backup on, and we might talk about it on the show. And that's it.
Awesome.
That's it.
Okay.
We're out of here. Thanks everybody.
Bye.